was the summer of 1967, and my brothers and I ran rapid through the community that we lived in. We destroyed everything we came in contact with. We were between the ages of 9 and 11, and we were completely unsupervised from 8 o'clock in the morning until my stepfather stepped out onto the front porch and whistled for us to come in for dinner. Now, we had exactly 10 minutes to get in the house, wash our face and hands, brush our hair, and be seated at the table ready to eat. If we weren't, we did not eat. My parents were very strict disciplinarians, and we knew it as kids. That doesn't mean we didn't test them on occasion. Well, one morning we got up to go on our daily adventure, and we decided we were going to do a 5-finger discount run. Now, the way this works was we walked along the highway and gathered bottles, pop bottles, and I would take them into the 7-Eleven and sit them up on the counter. These were the days when you got money back from your recycling, and we'd have 15, 20 cents, so I would take my time very slowly choosing the candies that were on the counter until I'd spent my money. And while I was distracting the clerk, my brothers would sneak in, take their 5 fingers worth of discounted candy, shove it in their pocket, and slip out the door. Well, when I was done, I would take my bag of candy, roll it up, and I would walk out with my legally obtained goods. Well, walking home that day, Doug is chewing on a squirrel nut zipper, and the other boys are sucking on atomic fireballs, and I'm licking a banana BB bat. And I see these rubber bands on the sidewalk, so I started picking them up. Obviously, the paper boy had lost or had a hole in his bag and had lost all of his rubber bands. And I was planning on making a Chinese jump rope. But the boys decided, no, that is not what we were going to do. We're going to make slingshots. So Doug goes off and he gets a pile of rocks, and Tommy goes and gets a wire cutter, and my brother goes and gets the duct tape for the handles, and I'm assigned to go into the master bedroom and get the wire hangers from the dry cleaners and a square of leather cut out of my stepfather's winter coat. You have to have leather to withstand the tension as you pull back on that slingshot. Anything else will rip. So we created our slingshots, and we're practicing in the backyard, and then we start practicing shooting over the back alley that ran behind our house into the estate across the alley. And eventually we ended up on the roof of the house. And we were taking turns coming up over the roof and shooting at trees and birds, and of course the traffic going down the street. At one point in time, we reach up over the roof, crack. Oh my God, we about killed ourselves getting down off of that roof, climbing through the window of our bedroom, and ending up in a puddle on the floor, arms and legs all akimbo, our chest beating from our heart so fast. And we laid there until we could breathe again and disengage our arms and legs, and we looked at each other, and nothing had happened. We got away with that one. So the boys decided they were going to revive their creative learning experience and get back up on the roof. And I was sent out front to be the lookout. Now, I'm riding along the sidewalk on my hot pink Huffy bike, the banana bike with the big wheels and the bell, ding, ding. And if the boys heard me ring the bell, ding, ding, that means something was going on and they had better get off the roof and into the house. Well, I'm riding along and I hear, woo, woo, woo. The police had come down the back alley and caught my brothers on the roof with the slingshots. Totally busted. Now, the boys are sitting in the back of the police car, the lights flashing, the neighbors looking out of the window, trying to figure out what we had done this time. And I know that my parents will be home soon, and something was going to hit that proverbial fan, and it was not going to be pretty. Now, my parents had a rule that if any of the 4 of us got into trouble, we were all disciplined the same way. Well, they thought that this would sort of help us self-police ourselves and we wouldn't get into trouble. What they didn't know is we had a rule that if anyone got into trouble, that we would never speak and that we would keep it quiet because we knew we were going to all get in trouble. Well, it came to happen that even though I could not sit for the next week and a half, I had no regrets because it was my shot that had broken out the windshield of Doug Meshling's brand new Robin's Egg Blue Ford Mustang Coupe. And I had won bragging rights for the rest of the summer.